consider such a special counsel?
Well, our responsibility, and it's clear, is to provide the highest possible professional standards of law enforcement that we can provide to the American people. So we're going to take seriously the concerns that have been expressed. Rosenstein has testified before the Congress again just yesterday, and we want to be open with them.
So is he for it or against it? I'm not sure I can figure that out right there. Jason Chaffetz, seasoned veteran who might help us sort it out. What is the deal with the Attorney General? I mean, the evidence is out there of all kinds of problems at the FBI and the Justice Department, and he seems to be hesitating on the idea of a second special counsel.
I got to tell you, and it pains me to say this a little bit, but I don't think the Attorney General is up to the job that he's doing. He's absent from this. The reason there's a special counsel is because he had to recuse himself from everything. And my own personal opinion, I think it's time for the Attorney General to go because you need leadership there, some deep systemic problems there. Now, I don't think there should be a special counsel. I mean, how's the first one working out, right? That's not going so well. I put a lot of weight on Michael Horowitz, the Inspector General. They have 450 employees, working for the Inspector General. They've been working on this for a year and a half. You haven't heard leaks, and I think they will come up with the most definitive report in the January-February timeframe.
But wait a second, to challenge that last part, I hear what you're saying up until the last part. These Inspectors General at various departments, as you know, they play stall ball. I mean, a year and a half? Look at Peter Strzok with the text messages. How does he still have a job at the FBI? Forget about a special counsel. Why hasn't the Attorney General or the Inspector General said, we got to put this guy out? Inspector
General can't fire them, but they can provide the information. And it looks like that happened in the June-July timeframe. And again, it goes back to the Attorney General. Only at the Department of Justice can a person with this, bad of a record go into human resources. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
So the Attorney General recused himself from the Russia investigation. Why would he have to recuse himself from an investigation into the investigators?
I don't know, but I sat with the Attorney General while I was still in Congress, and I spent more than an hour, and we went through everything. They won't provide Fast and Furious documents. They wouldn't prosecute Brian Pagliano for... he didn't even show up. I issued a subpoena for him to testify before Congress, and he didn't show up, and we wanted him to be prosecuted, and the Attorney General looked me in the eye and said, we're not going to do that.
The IT guy for Hillary Clinton.
The IT guy for Hillary Clinton. I mean, I got a laundry list of things that the Attorney General will not pursue, and he can't run the department and agency. I just think it's...
I think people are scratching their heads. I've actually heard, I think on Lou Dobbs, saying he thinks the deep state must have something on him because it makes no sense why he hasn't acted in these cases that seem so obvious to the American people that there is corruption and they need to be investigated.
But to push back on your on your Inspector General, I've had work with Michael Horowitz through the years, myself, Trey Gowdy. I'm telling you, we believe in their organization. You don't hear the leaks. And when they come out with their report, soup to nuts, everything from the tarmac meeting with Director Comey to his firing, everything in between, they're the ones that unearthed the documents are the 10,000 text messages that all became because of the Inspector General.
But are they going to, I hear you, but are they going to do anything about it?
There is a conflict because once you shine light on this, you have to have the Department of Justice prosecute the Department of Justice. Right. And you need a strong Attorney General to do that, and I don't know that we have one right now.
Maybe the end of the day for that, for sure. Now, there's a lot of other things happening. A big revelation yesterday, the conference committee has come out with their report of what the tax bill will be in the House and the Senate. As a conservative, what's your takeaway of what the Republicans are going to look to pass here?
Oh, look, I think this is a huge win for the United States of America. A lot of back and forth, a very open process, and Democrats are in a terrible position, right? Heaven forbid that the American people be able to keep their own money in their own pockets. I think they will unanimously vote against it, but hats off and applause to Kevin Brady and Orrin Hatch, the two leaders in the two bodies. It is a compromise. I'm sure there's certain parts that people would want to change. There's certain things I would want to change, but the reality is more than $1 trillion will be saved and put back into the American people's pockets, and that's going to be a huge win.
You've been in the House a long time. Talk to us a little bit about what this means for Paul Ryan. I mean, I think people really underestimate how much brain power and years of brain power have gone into this tax plan and into this win for the GOP.
Paul Ryan is the policy wonk. He's always wanted to attack the structural reform needed to get this country moving in a growth format. This has got to be a huge positive moment for Paul Ryan. Hats off to him, because he always wanted to be the chairman of Ways and Means so he could do this.
Yes.
We didn't let him do that very long. We promoted him right up to the speaker when he finally was the chairman of Ways and Means, and I think he should take a good victory lap on this. It's got to make the vote happen, but by the time we get to Wednesday, then look out, because by the end of the week it gets really ugly for the House and the Senate, because funding the government is not going to be quite so easy.
Look forward. If this really helps the economy take off, you have not a single Democrat in either body who voted for it.
Are they secretly worried? I mean, to Ed's point, are they?
Yeah, I mean, look, what do the Democrats stand for at this point? All right, they have Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. They don't have a national leader. They're opposed to allowing people to keep their own money in their own pockets. What do you run on if you're a Democrat? I don't know that they have a message against the president with a zooming economy, people's paychecks going up, their company they're working for is going to be doing better. They're going to repatriate billions of dollars back in the United States, which will get invested. The president's doing what he said he was going to do, and he's doing it in record time.
Well, you make a great point. When people feel good and have money in their pockets, it's good for whatever party made that happen.
Dust off the old, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?
That's right.
That's right. And we even say Merry Christmas now. So we got the full package.
Well, Merry Christmas to you, and thanks for coming by.
Thank you.